Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee number 61. I feel I'm going to take my glasses off because you can see, look at that. Whoa. I'm at the office and I've got the ring light on and it does go do some weird eye stuff. It's better. This is episode 61 of our weekly hangout. Find out what's been happening in the world of Bad Squiddo. Been quite a busy week this week. So what we talk about is what's happened this week, what's happening next week, any bizarre tangents, anything like that, really. Just check that light. Yeah, that seems okay. Apart from its weird sort of thing. But yeah, hello, how are you? How are you all doing? Thanks for coming back. not quitting after last week. I wasn't in a great mood last week, as you can tell. But it's taken up. And look how comfy this is. This is the best. So it's cold now, but I've got this is my work coziness. And I've been working. So I got up and I'm having a normal work day today, pretty much. But so last week I didn't take enough time off. So I had Friday evening and all of yesterday off work. And that made me sort of ready to go back in today. So I'm trying to catch up a little bit from all the shenanigans from last week. And I'm actually really happy to be here. Yay! As in here and at the office. Sometimes I kind of take time off because I feel like I should, but I actually don't need to. Don't know how that explains. So I have my really nice time off and then I'll have an extra day or something. And that extra day might just sort of ruin it. So had a lovely day. Back in today. I've got a lot to do. So I figured I'm going to get that done on this it's like a free day, isn't it, Sunday? So it means that tomorrow I'll be able to come in on a Monday and all the stuff will be done. Yes. Hello to the other people who have turned up. Yes, it's cold. I've got the heating on here. I suppose I'm going to have to put the heating on at home. I'm a miser like that, but the guinea pigs require some heat. And I've got Andy living there now, so I should probably let him have a little bit of heat too. So what have we got? So I've been in packing orders and sorting things this morning. I've got a lot to show you, which is why I'm kind of glad that I'm here because I don't have to move it anywhere. But I'm looking at the light now. Delight. I've even got notes. So I can remember what I'm actually talking about. Whether it will help with the fluency. Who knows? So what have we got? So I've got Mr. 2D6 is here today. I've got him working. So he's doing some packing of the new things that have came in. So that's very exciting. So they'll be all ready for you. Hopefully the time today will allow me to do some new releases. Better do. Just been waiting for it to get a bit lighter so that I can take some photos this morning. We're both here because the heating, I was telling him this morning, the heating's included in my rent at the office, but obviously not at the house. So last year, as I will never forget my 18 months of no heating. So last winter, I spent extra time here because I could absorb the warm heat for free and then try and hope that I could take it home. But yeah. So he's in the other room. So he may pop in if he needs to hang things up. If he does, I'll get in here. Right, what have we got? New stuff, loads of new stuff, loads of Annie stuff. The usual, if you can like the video, that will help. Morning, everyone who's come along. Right, where shall I start? Let's have a look. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a much better mood. I've taken that little bit extra time off. I still had a bit of a crappy week, kind of getting out of this, but I'm doing pretty well now because I'm trying to restructure my brain. I think I need to make some changes, which I've been doing anyway, but I'm just making a few more. So it's ways that we can it's adapting to this whole pandemic. I don't know why a pandemic. It's definitely a pandemic. I can't remember. I think I was going to say some other pun, but didn't. But it's definitely a pandemic, not a pandemic. That's terrible. But yeah, there's a pandemic on, and I think I did well because I was reading about this 6-month wall that apparently people hit during a crisis. So I feel like I was doing all right, and then I think it all sort of hit me again as like this isn't going to go away anytime soon. So I think that was just a bit of adapting. Obviously, I've got my own mental health weirdness going on as well. But I think that was kind of like the main trigger for it. So now I'm trying to see so one of my rules, although I break them all the time, but one of my rules is I'm not allowed to complain about things that I'm not doing anything to fix, which is quite a handy rule. So I can either live with the issue, but I'm not allowed to moan about it, or fix the issue. So I've been moaning about the tram for a very long time and not fixing it. So I'm trying to figure out, so I think I spoke about it before, but I still think I'm going to do a bit more working from home. I like coming in on a Sunday because it's quiet everywhere. So I might start working Sundays, but have Wednesday off or something like that. So I'm intrigued how that'll work, or at least Wednesday working from home, something like that. Because Sundays are pretty good because it's so quiet everywhere. And there's no deliveries or anything to sort of interrupt. So there's anything I really need to get on with, then that's cool. But we shall see about that. The other part is I've started looking at offices again. I'm not entirely sure if I'll move or not, because I do really like this office, and I've got Needy Cat Games here, which is cool too. But the trams, if you follow my Twitter, the trams are just getting more and more unsafe. There was a fight on them last week. They're very busy. They're full of people, like, not just breaking tram rules, breaking the law as well. And it's just generally not a nice place to be. I described it as a back alley on wheels. It's a lawless wasteland on there. So if I get somewhere nearer to home where I could bike or walk to, then that'd ease off. Because a lot of my anxiety has been really wild, and it's largely been based on the tram and having to get the tram. And even if the tram's going to be at a decent time, it's still that thinking about it in the back of my mind for the day. So that, if I can solve, is that should make quite a big difference. I haven't actually had my tea today, so I will show you. I've got the classic Bad Squiddo mug. My very first mug. An Annie illustration as well, not a Marty. It's even got the old Dice Bag Lady link, which I believe still directs. I think I bought it for the rest of my life, so it directs to Bad Squiddo games. Look at all them Squiddos! Woo! And I have nettle tea. And dun, 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 it's in this funny little dispenser. There we go. Oh, now I've put it out. It's all floating about. Oh, go on, back down. But yeah, nettle tea is very nice. Would the pigs try and eat the cardboard behind you, or could you make holes and ramps for them to explore? They do gnaw it, but yeah, you can make them all sorts out of cardboard. You just got to be careful you don't put too much tape, or any tape really, where they might gnaw it. I think you can get some, what's it? Glue, maybe some sort of, like a starch glue or something. It's the sort of thing I'd like if I had time. It's www.thedicebaglady.net, but it should also be .co.uk and .com, because I think I've got all of that too, unless one of them's slipped. Apparently my adverts are still on Battlescribe. Oh, that's a point. So I need to email Battlescribe, because he's been doing Dice Bag Lady adverts for years, like 8 years or something. But obviously we're Bad Squiddo now. And so somebody sent me a picture of, your ads on Battlescribe. I was like, I totally forgot about that. So I will message them and get a nice new little banner put in, if they're okay. I think they will be. So yeah, the trams are awful. If you see my arguments on Twitter with them, I'm trying to shame them, but I don't think they have any shame. I just keep tweeting at them about how awful it is. .com doesn't work. Well, now I've got to check, haven't I? I'm totally distracted. I'm having a check. Oh no, hang on. Did I press the wrong thing? Well, I need to sort that out then. Oh, it works now. What? Strange. Yeah, that's all good. That's all good still. What else? So, trade orders. I have been packing trade orders this week. I know one of you are going to go and steal it now, aren't you? Quick, let's ransom the domain. If anyone ransoms the domain, I'll be so cross. So cross. But yeah, so I've had a moment earlier this week where I was very, very proud. The large goal of this year was to get more of my stuff into shops. So more Bad Squiddo minis, shops all over the world, especially America. But still, it's now at the point of especially everywhere because we've got Brexit coming up in January. If we survive the virus, you get Brexit. Hang on a minute, there's no good in that. But yeah, so we've got Brexit coming in the new year. Happy New Year, have a Brexit. Ooh. So I'm trying to get more and more shops on board for stocking our minis. So then if it becomes harder to ship, or there's more taxes and all that sort of stuff, which there will be, it might be easier to buy from a shop in your country, or for example, different areas. So if you're in the EU, it's probably be easier to buy from one of my retailers in EU than here, depending on what you buy. And I need to double check all of this. And it's the same. It's probably going to be the same as it is with America, where I still get a lot of Americans buy direct, which is great, and I get a lot of Americans buy off American retailers, which is great. And I don't mind as long as you buy them. It's cool. Buy them from anywhere. But yeah, so and an American postage is already going up quite dramatically. So I hope my spinning isn't distracting. So yeah, the bonus. So what I could do is I could complain about it and go, the postage has gone up. Or I could say, yes, the postage has gone up, but now the solution is to get little hubs around the world. So that's really exciting. So yes, that was the goal. It was kind of last year's goal, but there were lots of spanners in that year. This is the year that's been a lot better, weirdly. So yeah, this year's been a lot better, and even with all the pandemic and all the Brexit and all that sort of stuff, we're getting there. So the goal of getting more retailers is really, really good. And I was packing 3 different ones earlier in the week, and there's boxes everywhere, and the racks are getting stripped because they're ordering loads as well. So there's loads I've had to take off, and I just had a moment of like, this is amazing. It's happening. It's actually happening. It's just so cool. And then I phoned the caster and had a nice talk with the caster. Just went, it's happening. It's actually working. Because there's one thing selling. It's like you have the Bad Squiddo bubble. And I've obviously got quite a big social media sort of presence, but it's still a bubble. So getting into those shops and getting all around the world it's a massive step up. And I have been selling to retailers for a while, but it's really starting to, it's doing a COVID curve upwards in terms of exponential growth, which is really exciting. And yeah, I'm really, really happy about that. And what is it? I always think of Little Shop of Horrors when they want to clone the plant. And he says something like, oh, every town in America will have one. They're like, ah. So that's my plan. But yeah, having more retailers is so exciting. And that's one of the reasons I'm in today, getting some more stuff finished off for the couriers to come on Monday. So yeah, I sell to retailers, and North Star distribute to retailers as well as being a retailer too. So that's really exciting. It's really exciting. That's definitely, I was like, this is going to be one of those moments where it's like a little landmark. And yeah, it's super happy about that. Switzerland is aiming to vote between open borders. Oh, I've been trying to stay out because it's all so grim, and I have still been doom scrolling. I need to behave. I've been doom scrolling still, looking for all the latest developments. And yeah, it's a very odd time. But I feel like I'm back on my everything is on fire. I'm a little dog there. You can see him. I'm the little this is fine dog again, rather than the the weeping, sad weeping in the corner. So yeah, I feel like I'm back in that, like, let's tackle these hurdles and do what we can about it, because that's all you can do, isn't it? What else have I got? Major office reshuffle. Yes, I've had a major office reshuffle. I think that was actually the week before, but I was too sad, and I was like, don't know. Did nothing happen this week? Yeah, it did. I did the whole office reshuffle. It's quite boring, but I'm definitely outgrowing this office, which is another reason I was looking to move. But I'm also don't want to pay more. Bigger office, got to pay more. But I'm definitely running out of space to move in here. But I'm pointing at it, but you can't see it. I added way more pegs. I've found more places to put grid wall. It's all very boring, but it makes my life easier, because I've got so many new releases and there was nowhere to put them. The home front rack spilled off, ran out of pegs, so I had to split them and the Soviets up, which was very sad. But they're still allowed to send letters to each other. But I'm looking at it thinking, it's not going to be long until those racks are full as well. But how exciting is that? And I was just thinking of the early days. Obviously, you've got to start somewhere, where all my stock was on my desk, because I had little drawer units with the first Shield Maidens in. And I'm still a bit, can't believe that it's gone this big and it keeps growing. Like, obviously there's all the female minis, but the Scenics is now getting really popular, and that too is just like, how has this happened? I made a business by mistake, but this is ace. That's like really, really exciting. What have I seen in the thing? Yes, there are lots of new releases. I will show you shortly, and I haven't actually released them yet, so there's nowhere on the website. I was going to do it Friday and ran out of time, and then buggered off on Saturday. And I might as well show you them. I think I've got you far enough in that I can show you some stuff now. I'll start off with some painted, because the camera seems to like them a bit better. So Carla, who was in there, thanks Carla, has sent another batch. I've got her painting loads of the terrain. So she sent another batch, which I'm aiming to photograph today. Hey. So these are the Palisades. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I'm very tempted to do that deactivate Facebook thing, but work. I've definitely used it a lot less. So these are the Palisades by Carla of Painting Nights. I won't show you all four because they're pretty much the same. They're not. They're four different sculpts, but you know, to save this being an hour of me rotating things at you. These are the sacrificial stones. Oh no, it's focusing on my eye. Again, they're all bleached out because of the light, so they do not give them their best. Because the light's right here now. I've just got the little ring light, but you can get a gist. So these are out. These have been out for ages. So if you've missed them, these are the realistic eye. I like this one. These were labelled sexy skeletons when we first released them, much to the caster's annoyance. They have got those come hither eyes going on. So got a few of those bits. Got some of the gravestones, which also they do remind me of goths posing on gravestones. I've only just noticed the gold in there. That's lovely. I do admit that I took them out, went, they're cool, and put them on the side. But now I can see them properly. Come on. Focus, ye camera. So weird how it just goes, looks like she's trying to show them something. Best not focus. There it is. You can see it here. Just zoom in. There's some sexiness in them old bones. So I'll take some nice photos of those. So that's more. She's got another pile of stuff to be painting through. Still got tons of painted minis that I haven't shown you. What's in here? They're all just gathering, and I haven't had a chance. So I've whacked that. Haven't had a chance to do much with them yet. I'll just show you this one of Dread Quills. Hi, Simon! No, of course it won't show. Get it! Hey! There's some of the bugs from the bug spacing kit. Well, that works. And some of the pigeons. So, come on, focus. Some pigeons! Pigeon with a camera. They're painted by Mr. Rob. There's tons of stuff, so yeah, I won't show you all at once. And then we have some very Halloweeny Halloweenies. Some Halloween releases, because we're getting up to Halloween, spooky time. So we've got a big load of spooky things already, but now more. So I've got more to release, and then I'm going to put them in a bundle too, because there's already something like a Halloween bundle from last year, but this is going to be like the Halloween plus. So keep your eye out for that. I was hoping to get the witches ready, but they're not quite ready yet from Sculptor. So they won't be out in the bundle, but they'll still be a decent price and they'll be out. It just means I don't want to wait for releasing these, waiting on the witches. So there'll be all that terrain, which I'll show you very shortly as well. I like having the spin. So there'll be all spooky bundles. I know we've been doing a lot of terrain releases, way more than female minis, but they will catch up. There's going to be a lot of female minis. I'm just working a lot with Bristol at the moment, and he's just so easy to work with and lovely. So I just keep going. As soon as he's finished stuff, like, more, let's do some more. Why not? Let's just do some more. And why not? That's amazing. So, right, what have I got? I'm having a little sip of my tea. What have we got there? Angel sausages. What? You sent the pigeons away and they flew back. Boomerang pigeons. I like this. This is fun. Oh, the Baggy and Squid models. I don't think I showed you the casts. So I think I showed the sculpts on a Facebook Live. The witches are coming, don't worry. Just not today. Though I do have one witch, but not the traditional witch. She's a teenage witch. Any new Soviets soon? Oh yes. But not in this batch. There's going to be a bit of a break and then all the Soviets. So this is the best one. Woo! That's Baggy and Squiddo having a drink, watching the world burn. I can't wait to paint that because it's just going to look like a meme. I'm going to add it as a reaction post. You know, like the popcorn eating. So there's them two, sculpted by Mr. Bristol. And then I have... These aren't the releases, by the way. These are my test casts. So they will be coming at some point. Baggy riding a Squiddo. Caland squid. He goes, whee! And these little cuties, which he's animated the logo. So... Yeah, Carla, you're going to get these as well. I didn't want to send you a million things at once, but these are coming. So this has made the logo. Oh. And the scenics. I love that Squiddo's expression. He's like, oh, don't get me in the face, Baggy. And Baggy's like, yay, hammer, hammer, hammer. So they're just some funnies. So they will not be out for a little while, but sneak peek. You see it all here. A lot of the stuff, you'll notice I don't post around. Just show it on here. Just a tease. So in this bag, got all the new stuff. So everything in this bag is one of everything. I did that like your guinea pigs. Like if I rattle the minis, you'll all go. So, all this. I'm grabbing handfuls of new release. Yeah. So, these, in theory, will all be released today. This is quite a grand, a grand hope, but I think I can do it. I'm pretty confident. Still on no coffee, by the way. Just saying. So start with terrain, because there is a lot. I've shown most of them. I'll show you again. Again, I won't show every single bit because it's that whole squinting at the thing to get it to work. But we've got the witches set is coming out today. So that's a little part. It's like a little part of her house. Squids. She's got her little cauldron. Well, thank you for sending me that coffee last week, Pandemonium. That was really nice. See, this is just... Come on. Well, there's a cauldron in a fireplace, anyway. Da-da. And I'll show you a cauldron. Some bits. A little cat. Wow, thank you, Daniel. That's amazing. So if you wanted to wait, there may be some other new things that you may want. Although it'll never focus on them. That seemed to work for some reason. No. It's a cat pulling a tablecloth off anyway. So there's a witches set, basically. Again, obviously all these photos are going to be out and about. Oh. One sprue. So these are witches accessories. I won't bother trying to get it to focus. But you got some tentacles, pumpkin, kitty, skull goblet, broom, orb, bat, hat, candle, vial, and candle. So I need to sort the prices for these out as well. Don't know what to charge you. There we go. Put that in there. But hopefully after this, I'll have some grub. And we'll get these... wait, tentacles. Well, sir. There are a couple of tentacles in there, but there's also a whole pack of tentacles. But they're coming out. They're in the next load of stuff. But somebody mentioned frogs earlier. Yeah, sorry. David, yes, you can email me and add those skeletons on if you do that this morning, so I don't just suddenly get on a spree of packing models and packing orders and then forget. But yeah, no worries. In fact, if you just put it through the shop and just put the free shipping in a note, then that's all you need to do anyway. What have we got? Yeah, any of you, if you've already placed an order and then you see some stuff later today, just pop it through with free shipping and then I'll add it in, and you might even save a little bit because it won't auto calculate the extra shipping, so you might save a bit on shipping. Look at that. What did I get? I'm sure there was something I missed just there. Frogs. Yes, somebody mentioned frogs earlier. I think it started on Twitter, somebody asking about frogs, and then Ristel sculpted me some frogs. So there is a sprue of the cutest frogs. And yeah, the smallest one ever, I put a photo of on my thumb. And it's so small. So small. I don't have any because I sent them straight to Carla. So she's got them. I got one sample set and went, yep, that's excellent. Off to Carla. Also with a pack of tentacles and a swamp terrain kits, which was very exciting. So they're part of the future. But I have terrain coming out of my eyeballs, and it all arrived on Friday, which is immense. So just before I left Friday, all of this stuff arrived, which is another reason that Sunday I'm like, and I'm coming in. Let's sort this out. So we've got one of the older Ristel items is out. So remember we bought Ristel's terrain years ago now, but we've been working with Ristel making new stuff. It's now all Bad Squiddo Scenics. There's still a few sets that I hadn't re-released. So this is the Halloween set. It's like Halloween decorations. Small bit of resin there. So this is a giant pumpkin. And we've got, I'll just got to go through them quite quickly. Skelly coming out of a box, a grave thing, coffin with a chain on it, spooky ghost, woo, which I think is very funny. Ristal was grumpy at me for re-releasing him, but I think he's cute. He's supposed to be like a Halloween prop rather than an actual ghost. But I think that's an excuse. I think you should use him as an actual ghost. Little pumpkin fellow with a hat on. And some more bits and bobs, basically. Again, because it'll take me all year to get through this. Oh, an arm. Like that. There's an arm coming out of the grave there. That you can never see. Come on, focus. You can do it. I have faith in you. It's like trying to obscure as much as possible. It's so weird how it'll just decide to work. There's an arm coming out of the thing anyway. So there. So I'll put those. That's what I end up with. It's already happening. It's already happening with resin everywhere. Let's put that in a little bag now. I'll show you some more. And again, I know you're only seeing it a bit, but there'll be nice photos online later. But you get the idea. So Halloween kit is coming out. It's called Halloween Accessories. We've got dragon trophies. They were originally dragon shields. I think I'm going to call them dragon trophies though, as I think they're cool on a wall. But they are dragon heads that have been sort of leathered a little bit and nailed down to some plaques. Okay, I'm not even going to look. Is that light weird? Weird. So it kind of goes blue when I go near it. Hey! Now the other one. Yes. So there you can see. So they're cool. I thought they'd pick it on those sort of Dwarven Forgy dungeons you get, the modular dungeons. You can put those on the wall. But they're also good shields for larger, I was going to say fellas, but larger miniatures of whatever gender. There we are. So that goes there. Got random shields because we're testing these out. I'll talk more about that afterwards. We have the I won't get these out actually because we will be on forever. We've got the gardening kit, which I showed you with the gardening accessories as too. We've got the picnic set. There we are. Picnic sets. Whee! Don't want to put them on my battery pack there. The hammock sets. Hammock chilling in a tree. And what have you not seen? Oh, what? Minis. Metal minis of ladies. We'll get to that. So, Battlefield Terrain. This is a brand new one. I'll only show you a couple bits. I might have shown it last week, actually. But there's various dudes that have died and decayed on the battlefield. So it's very much a fantasy thing. What have we got? They're just sort of piles of rocks and poor unfortunate souls there, all sort of speared through and never in focus. Yeah. It is quite frustrating how the phone picks it up way better. This guy I kind of like. It's one of my favourites. Because I keep thinking he's speared on a pole, like a girdle thing. Oh, little flash bit there. It's alright, that'll pop off. But it's actually, what side can you see? It's a spear, and he's there you go. And he's speared down the shaft. So there's 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bits in this battlefieldy terrain. These are sort of things that are always good for bases of mighty beasts too. So there's him. He had a little sip. He went, "Just leave me. I'll be fine." And then died and decayed there. Poor guy. or lady. Considering my business is very lady orientated, I do default to... For some reason, all my animals... I think all of my animals are boys. Can't think of any animal, in fact, that I've named that's not a boy. How strange. He looks like me after too many beers. I'll be fine. I'll just sit here. You guys call about me. And then he died. Don't die in a drunken stupor. Oh, I've got these too. Ooh. My desk's full. My casters have been on fire. They're just sending stuff all week. I'm not going to get these out, actually, because it's just going to... It's not going to focus. But these are the... They have a bag of glare. They're dead cattle, dead livestock. So there's cattle, sheepses and goatses. I'll show you the pictures. But all of that is coming out today, in theory. And I've got these samples back. Just looking for that one other friend. Where did she go? She's been hiding. Or is she up there? There she is. Just get into there. My American War Correspondents have been cast for sampling. So these are the first of our Americans to get you excited. So there we are. Hold 'em strange. Yeah, I think you should all do a large pre-Brexit order. Yeah, it's not going to show you them. But they're all metal and they work. So they've been approved. So as soon as those babies are cast... Come on, just a little focus. That's all we want. Just a little focus there. No, not going to... Just doesn't like it. It doesn't like metal very much. But they're here. They were here. And yes, they'll be getting into production molds now if they're not already, which is super exciting. Super duper exciting. So yeah, they'll be out shortly. One thing out tomorrow is one of MLS, My Last Sunrise. What have I missed there? What's going on? What's going on in those chats? Da-ba-da-ba, da-ba-da-ba. The new stuff is so nice. Might be tempted to pretend my birthday's in December. Yes. Daniel, will you hate me if I take this next paycheck instead, etc.? I don't know what you mean. Will we get lady skeletons someday? Well... I guess you could change it with clothes a bit. It's something I'd like to do just a couple packs to go with my ghouls or with My Last Sunrise. But I try to put my money into the historical. It's just then the sculptors go wild and do more fantasy bits. So this lady, I'll find the painted version and I'm just going to hold her back because it's just going to go blurry. Doo-doo. But she was one of the My Last Sunrise minis that never got released. And here she is. And she's released this afternoon. And she's cool. She's sculpted by Gary Morley. Although I have just realised I was about to flex on my own miniatures. Probably shouldn't. She's got double sword, but the what do you call it? Sheaths on the back are a lot smaller than the swords. But I'm going to pretend that they're sheaths for different swords. So there you go. But this is one that I bought years ago as part when I bought the My Last Sunrise. It was called Vampire Slayers Club, and for some reason we never released her, but now we have. So a picture of that. I've got a lovely painted one by Paul Cubbin. So she's a vampire slayer. Don't worry, Daniel. You do what you like. Do what you like. It's fine. It's fine. Definitely have a coffee. I think that would be a plan. And we got this one, which nobody has ever seen. So I bought her years ago from Heribito. I can't remember his surname. But he's done a lot of different models for people. And she was the first digital sculpt I ever bought. And then I panicked because I didn't know how to get them printed. And she kind of just stayed there. But she's now printed and cast. She's a lot more slight than our other stuff. Oh, there we go. Look at her. So she's a teenage wizard. And she's got a book and a wand. The wand could also be a knife. But it's a bit sharper just because there's a vent that's come off the end. So you clip the other bit. But she is really nice. So yeah, she's coming out. She's coming out. Plans for Amazon cavalry archers or shield maiden half guard crossbows. I thought about half guard crossbows. Do people do that? Amazon cavalry, definitely. It's the sort of thing. The sculptor is working on a bunch of stuff at the moment. It would not surprise me if that's the sort of thing he does afterwards. That's the one that's his own free agent. So I'm never quite sure what he's going to start sculpting, but we have talked about that before, actually. So that would be a nice next thing to do. Oh yes, Frostgrave Apprentice. That'd be cool. So it's only 2 ladies coming out today, but there are a lot more coming. And when the Soviet wave hits, that'll be ace. So these shields are coming out, and there's a variety of shields which I've purchased. They were from Bristol's old collection. Just a little idea. But there's a few different styles. They're a bit sort of high elfy. And then there's a bit more, but there's some you can't quite. Oh, I didn't pick them all out. What a willy. But there's another one. So there's these. So these are the sort of fantasy high elf type shields. And then there's another bag of round, very Amazon suitable shields for that ancient Greeky style, but pretty much fantasy. So I've got all these shields, and I couldn't decide how to pack them and what people wanted, because obviously it costs a lot of money to get. It could potentially have about 50 sets of shields, which would, be quite a risk. So what I'm going to do is going to release these 2 packs of shields, and I think a bundle for all of them, where you get, bow horse riders, yes. Sorry, just distracted by the thing there. So yeah, what you'll be able to do is buy Bago shields, and they're all individual shields. And you can use them for converting or just doing what you like with. And I'm trying to make them as decently priced as possible to lure you in. And then after a little while, I'm going to sort of do some polls and ask what you would like to be able to buy individually. So you go, oh, these are cool, but obviously only that one in particular is perfect. Then the more votes it will get. We'll do it entirely on votes. I won't override it. Then we'll see which is most popular, and we'll slowly start putting them into production based on that. So hopefully that's quite exciting. Tokens! That is an ace idea. And yeah, they're all totally different. So I thought that was quite a cool way of doing it, to actually ask you what you want. Because we were trying to put them into different sort of sets, and the casters were suggesting varied sets, and I suggested that people would want a lot of the same type of shield, because that's what I would want. So I'm very interested in feedback. So there's all those. Whew! Sit there. See you later. No, that's all right. I've got a little bit more to talk about, but now that was all of the things to show off. You like that? Even though I didn't properly show you them. You'll see them very soon, though, in lovely photographs. I should put clues on the bottom of the mug, shouldn't I? Fantasy money. What's on my notes? Want a tablet. I want a tablet. I put a shout out on Twitter today. I'm very interested if anybody else has any suggestions. So my laptop is just a beast, and it's now got so many things wired into it. It's got a USB adapter extender thing, extension, no, full of stuff. So it's not a very portable. So I used to always take it back and forth every day. Now not so much. So I want something that I can work at home with, say if I'm having an off day or I want to do some more work in the evening. And a tablet was suggested, but I like having keyboard, especially if I'm replying to emails and things. So I'd like one of those. Yeah, so I asked for suggestions. I want one of those where you get the tablet, but you can clip the keyboard in. But then a bunch of people said you can get a tablet and a separate Bluetooth keyboard anyway, which is cool. But I'm very interested in what people have to suggest, because I'm still not entirely sure what it is I'm after. Because it's whether I can just do it on something really cheap, because if I'm just replying to emails and doing some social media posts, then don't need anything that great. But then people would put in Microsoft. It wasn't Swerve, something like Swerve. But a lot of people said that one was good. But that's more expensive. So I'm going to have a little look. But that'll help with productivity as well. So it's not like everything has to be done here in this official setup. If I can sort of like burrito and reply to some emails in an evening, then that's going to help me get through all the million tasks that I have. And hammock. I'm getting rid of my bed and I'm replacing it with a hammock. This is going to be quite the adventure. I have fully tested this. I've had the hammock in the garden all summer, and I'm sad that I won't go out in it as much. So I thought, put that in my bedroom. But my bedroom is the size of a bed, so the bed has to go. And I'm going to be in a hammock. So at some point there'll be a hammock. Well, the same hammock. They're actually a lot better for your back than beds are. Top fact. Potential office move. I can't remember if I said that. Potentially. I've been asking around more and looking at somewhere local, but it's nothing set in stone. It's just if I can see something that works. I'm keeping my eyes out mostly. But it won't be a dramatic move because it'll still just be the Nottingham. Anything that makes me not have to get that tram. Packaging terrain. Yes. So all of my female minis range has the lovely packaging with the photograph painted mini on the front. I never did it with the terrain, but now it's time. That's going to cost me loads, but I think I'm going to do it. Because it was always like the resin sells itself anyway, but now there's a lot, it does become a wall of grey. So I'm going to change the packaging to that, to the same as the female minis, where you can still see them. So you're drawn in by the sexy photo, and then you turn it around, and it's on there. So you can see Microsoft Surface Pro. That was it. I don't know what I'm doing here. So yes. So that means I have to make sure all the photos for the terrain are good, edit them, put them into the packaging. So that's a lot of next week's tasks is going to be that. And that's my motivation for getting more of them photographed. It's painted really lovely. So when they're in shops, it's going to make a lot more, just a lot more nice. A lot more nice. Just more eye-catching, basically. And I skimped a bit on packaging at the start of the year because, well, the start of the pandemic. So I thought, well, no shops are going to be open, but they are now. So yes. What do we get? Remove the bed but keep the mattress in case the hammock collapses. It will not, as I have a hammock stand. And the stand's pretty big. Otherwise, I would have done that. I did look at how I'm still set on this loft bed, but it's never going to happen. I was trying to figure out if I could hang a hammock under a loft bed, but it has to be a big loft bed. And my room is, I pretty much live in that sort of Harry Potter cupboard, so I can't fit much in there. And I'm getting way into what's it? Minimalism. She says with the background full of crap, but they're all actually useful crap. But the house is getting a whole rejig. So at some point, I'll probably own a hammock and a toothbrush. What else? That is it. Every week we have Bad Film Night on Saturday night. So I know a lot of you tune in for that. Last night was my choice. So we watched Knights Templar. Dun, dun, dun. Hope some of you have seen this. This is one of my favourites. If Mum's watching it, Mum bought it. So my mum bought it years ago, thinking she'd bought a nice Crusades film. And the background's all Crusades. She went, yeah, nice Crusades film. I'm sorry, I just realised I've gone next to the mics there. Like, that's a nice Crusades film. And obviously, like 10 minutes into it, it goes into the modern day. I highly recommend. So I have seen this film so many times because it's my secluded European castle. Yes, it's the only caps in there. European castle. But it's kind of a standard initiation of anybody that's at my house or I stay at or anything. We have to watch Knights Templar. It's also called Knight of the Templar. Yeah, so this Crusader guy, he gets betrayed by his brethren and curses them that they may have 10 lifetimes of excess, but then he'll come for them. So those 10 lifetimes nicely join in with the modern day as they begin to realise who they were in the past. It's a terrible film, but I've come to really like it because I've seen it so many times now. It's highly problematic, by the way, in case you go, Annie recommended this. Oh, there's a few. But just as a film to laugh at, it's very funny. So I obviously massively rate this because it was my choice. It's got Udo Kier, and who's one of my favourite. And it was David Carradine's last film. And it's also, it's got Norman Reedus in it, who's not on the front. Who's not on the front for some reason. You'd mention that, I guess. Goodbye, Lane. Don't worry, I'll be wrapping up now anyway. So yeah, if you should watch this because I love it, and then we can talk about it. And it's got really cheesy, upbeat music in it as well. I think the guy is basically really rich, and he just went, I'm going to make a film with me as the hero and all these actors that I think are good. It's got loads of names in it. I believe it's got Billy Drago in as well. It's just like, it's so bizarre. So you're watching those low budget films and then some star walks in, you're like, why were you in this film? What are you doing? But yeah, it's fun. Before I go, I'm going to go very soon, don't worry. As we're creeping into 53 minutes. Tonight, at 8:30 UK time, I'll be on the Free Leagues channel again. And if you watched Tales of the Loop that we did at UK Game Expo, so it's a role-play game where you're children, and it's a very Stranger Things, Goonies sort of thing, but with robots. So we went on an adventure there. I was Tim. Who was obviously very strange. And we had loads of fun, and lots of people said it was really fun to watch. So there's me, Angeli, Geek Girl Bookworm, is DMing it. And there's some other people that I can't remember what their names were, because I only know them as their character names. But they were also very nice and very entertaining. So we did that at UK Game Expo, and tonight at 8:30 we're doing a follow-up. So the other game that they do, one of the other games that Free League does, is Things from the Flood. So 5 years have moved on since our adventure, and we'll be doing another adventure with our older children. So I think I was 12, so I think I'm 17 now. So between now and 8:30, I need to think of what's happened to my character in the last 5 years, whether he's gone more normal or more strange. Which will Annie pick? So I don't know the precise link yet, but if you follow me about, that's a good excuse to follow my social medias. I will post some stuff up later on. As soon as I know the link, I'll post it on the Facebook and the Twitter. That's generally where to put. I'll put a note on Instagram. I've been on Instagram much lately. But yeah, if you're about at 8:30 British time, and then I guess it's a few hours, so I'll end up being sleepy near the end. You'll see me going, oh no, it's way too late. Come along, because that's really nice. It's really encouraging. You can chat and heckle, and it's all fun. So keep an eye out for mine or Geek Girl Bookworm's message, because it's the same link we'll be posting up. Wait, 17 nose in phone. No, this is based in the 80s, so there's definitely no phones. Though there are killer robots. But yeah, it's fun. It's loads of fun, and I love it. And it's very role play rather than all the sums, which I also like. And yes, very fun. Fun is the word. Jez says you seem very bubbly and energetic today. Grand stuff. I am, aren't I? This is cool. If you're a long-term viewer, you get to witness the. I was thinking of Never-Ending Story. They have suffered of you as you have suffered. So thank you for sticking around with all my mood swings and ups and downs. It's just part of life, isn't it? Nobody's happy all the time, and it's rubbish to not be happy all the time. Though I've done that before, but not lately, so that's cool. So yeah, the ups and downs of running a war games business and being Annie. Dun, 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 dun. I believe that is all the things. I'm going to go and make some food because I haven't had any breakfast. So thank you very much. See some of you 8:30. If not, see you in the week. Give this a little thumbs up if you haven't. If you haven't subscribed, you should do that too, because I need 1,000 subscribers to be able to do lives from my phone, which would be really handy. And I did a shout out last week, and I'm on 888, so I did get a huge load up. So thank you everyone who's a new subscriber, and I'll see you all. Be very good. Bye. Ah.